Have you ever wondered how a website decides what to do next? How does an application know when to show a success message and when to show an error? How does a system decide whether you are allowed to access a page, submit a form, or log into your account? All of these decisions are made using something called conditions. In this episode, we're going to teach JavaScript how to make decisions. And before we continue, this video is episode 7 of my JavaScript to React Mastery series, where we are learning JavaScript step by step from the very beginning. If you're new here, I highly recommend starting from episode 1 so you can follow the entire journey properly. And if you want to learn JavaScript deeply and eventually build real React applications, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming lessons. So far in this series, you've learned how JavaScript stores data using variables. You've learned how it performs calculations using arithmetic operators. You've also learned how JavaScript compares values using comparison operators and how logical operators combine conditions. Now we're going to take the next step. We'll use all of those concepts together to control the flow of our program. A condition allows a program to make a decision. It checks whether something is true or false, and based on that result, it decides which code should run. This is exactly how programs behave intelligently. Without conditions, a program would simply execute every line of code one after another without making any decisions. The most basic way to create a condition in JavaScript is by using the if statement. The if statement checks whether a condition is true. If the condition is true, the code inside the curly braces will run. But if the condition is false, JavaScript simply skips that block of code. But what if we want to run different code when the condition is false? That's where the else statement comes in. If the condition inside the if block is true, the first block runs. Otherwise, JavaScript executes the code inside the else block instead. Sometimes we need more than just two possibilities. In those situations, we use the else if statement. JavaScript will evaluate each condition one by one from top to bottom. As soon as it finds the first condition that is true, it executes that block and ignores the rest. In real programs, conditions often involve multiple requirements. For example, someone might need to be above a certain age and also have a valid ID. This is where logical operators like and become extremely useful. If it returns false, the code will go to else block. Remember when we talked about Truthy and Falsy values? Conditions use that concept heavily. JavaScript automatically converts certain values to true or false when evaluating conditions. When we need to compare one value against many possible options, JavaScript gives us another structure called the switch statement. It can sometimes be cleaner than writing many else if blocks. So today, you learned how JavaScript makes decisions using conditions, using if, else, else if, and even switch. This is one of the most important steps in becoming a developer because now your code is no longer just running. It's actually thinking. In the next episode, we'll take this even further and learn about loops. How JavaScript can repeat tasks automatically, which is something used everywhere in real applications. If you don't want to miss that, make sure you subscribe and continue this series. And if you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. I'd love to see your progress. Most people quit learning JavaScript halfway, but if you stay consistent with this series, you'll be ahead of 90% of beginners. So, keep learning.